And later, you know him as Brad and Kristen's contractor. We'll show you another side of Scott Goodwin and a project close to his heart. Welcome back to Blueprint for Green. This week, we're headed 30 miles south of Minneapolis to the town of Jordan. There you'll find a place that's taking old plastic milk jugs and putting them to good use, and at the same time touching the lives of one very special couple.
It's one of those concepts where recycling really works in the real world and in your life.
By the Yard makes a variety of outdoor furniture from recycled plastic. The product isn't new. In fact, Debbie Anderson and her husband started making the furniture in their basement 14 years ago. The idea was a huge hit, and now their furniture is sold across the country in a number of designs and colors. So here's how this becomes all of this. Recycled plastic is reprocessed and turned into these tiny beads. From there, the beads are made into lumber, 2x4s that look just like wood.
And this is a 12-foot long board, and at this point, you can't do much with it. But as I pull it out, you can see how much bend there is in it. And that's what makes it comfortable as furniture, but also doesn't enable you to build a whole house out of it.
Anderson says she's proud to offer an eco-friendly product to her customers. Not only is the furniture made from recycled materials, it's also durable, virtually maintenance-free.
We call it the workhorse. You put it out there, you leave it, let the snow pile up on it. If it doesn't rain in the spring, you hose it off and you're done. Now people are coming in, and one of the first things they say is, you know, thank you for recycling, or I'm here because you recycled.
A couple months ago, Anderson got a phone call from the Cancurables Foundation. The nonprofit organization raises money for cancer research and was looking to help a Twin Cities couple. Susan Seitz is battling cancer. For years, she and her husband Bob wanted to build a deck on their home.
We had dreamed about a deck forever, but just never gotten around to doing it.
But all that changed with a group of friends, one meeting, and a very generous donation. Each week you see Scott Goodwin as the contractor on our featured Green and Healthy Home. Well, Scott is also very active in volunteer projects through his church, and that's how he knows Bob and Susan.
Bob belongs to a men's group on Wednesday that he calls his Band of Brothers. And I don't know who had said, can we do something for you? Can we paint your deck? And Bob, in his own way, said, ha ha ha, you have to build it first. And so
It was just that. It was just a harassment. It's like, you know, we really don't have a deck and you can't stay in it till you build it. Scott called me sometime during the week and said, well, can we come over on Sunday? And I says, well, sure, but why? He says, well, we need to measure up for a deck. And I figured he was harassing me again.
And they came up and they showed me the plans and they said, this is what we'd like to do, but we don't know if we have the money for it. So I was just overwhelmed, really overwhelmed.
But then, just a few days later, the Seitz learned their new deck was no longer a joke or a dream.
An anonymous donor had donated enough money for the deck, and it's like, that was just amazing. Unbelievable.
So it just was mind-boggling to me because I've never had anyone do something like this for me, you know, and for Bob too.
In just a couple weeks, Scott and the gang were able to build the Seitz a new deck, complete with new furniture, compliments of By the Yard.
It really is true. You can't give enough to somebody like that because, you know, what you get back is, you know, just knowing their story, and it has to touch you.
We needed to let Susan know she was loved and cared for, and that everything that she's put out there over all the years for so many other people, that it comes back, and this stuff does pay back, and you pay forward and it pays back.
And I know I can never pay back, and I don't think I'm expected to, but, you know, hopefully I can do things through my life that will show how much everyone has been appreciated.